Hello everyone, welcome back to the Card Man's Cards. I am the Card Man, and today we're going to be going over an update for Raid Raptor. This list is just a continuation of the previous one, with some minor changes and some new additions. I would personally say this one is a bit more of a competitive forward list than any other one, due to the fact that it runs more ways to stop the deck's problems, or make sure it can play correctly. So, we're going to get started. First note of the deck. The deck mainly relies on level 4 Darkwing Beast. There are exceptions. And the main end goal of the deck is to build big, unaffected Towers monsters, which I will show as we get to them. Alright, first off, we're going to start with one of the newer cards, as this came out in Phantom Nightmare. We have Bloom Vulture. Oh, excuse me there. Bloom Vulture is a level 4 Darkwing Beast. If you do not control any face-up monsters other than Winged Beast, you can special summon this card and one other Raid Raptor monster from your hand. If you control no monsters, you can target 2 level 4 Raid Raptor monsters, including this card, from your graveyard. Summon them both in defense position. You only use each effect of Bloom Vulture once per turn, and only once that turn. And you can also summon Darks for the rest of the turn. So it locks you into Darks, which is fine, as the majority of your deck and extra deck are Darks, while getting you two names from the grave or 2 names from the hand onto the field. Very, very helpful. Next, we have 3 copies of Stranglelanius, another level 4 Darkwing Beast. If you control a dark monster, you can special summon this card from your hand. And if you control an Ixie monster with a dark Ixie as material, you can target 1 level 4 or lower Raid Raptor monster in your grave, summon it. Then you are locked into Darks until the end of the turn. You can only use each effect of Stranglelanius once per turn. So it gives you a bit of extension, while also able to recover monsters from grave to further felicitate plays. Next up, we have 3 Tribute. Tribute Lanius is another level 4 Darkwing Beast. During the main phase, when this card is no more special summoned, you can send 1 Raid Raptor card from your deck to the grave. During your main phase 2, if this card destroys the opponent's monster by battle, you can add 1 rank up quick play spell from your deck to your hand, except also you can special summon monsters for the rest of the turn, except Raid Raptor monsters, which is fine. So we'll check that. Yes. Then, in this list, I definitely cut some of the names that were 3 down to 2, just for the fact that running 2 of them is perfectly fine. You don't necessarily have to have 3. This being the case for Noir Lanius. Noir Lanius is another level 4 Darkwing Beast. During the main phase, if this card is normal or special summoned, you can target 1 Raid Raptor monster you control. Add 1 Raid Raptor monster with a different level than the monster from that monster from deck to hand. Then you can banish this card from your graveyard. Increase or decrease all Raid Raptor monsters level you currently control by 1. You can use each effective Raid Raptor Noir Lanius once per turn, and only once. Hold on, let me reread that. You can only use each effect of Raid Raptor Noir Lanius once per turn. So you get both effects, but only once per turn for both. And again, with the reduction, we have 2 Fuzzy Lanius. Fuzzy Lanius allows you to special summon it itself if you control a Raid Raptor monster. And then if it's sent to grave, you can add another copy of Fuzzy Lanius. But then you're locked into Raid Raptor monsters for the rest of the turn. And then we have another 2 Vanishing Lanius. Vanishing Lanius allows you to, once per turn during the main phase, if this card is no more special summoned, you can special summon 1 level 4 or lower Raid Raptor monster from your hand. Next up, not necessarily a Raid Raptor name, but very akin to them, we have Simord Bird of Perfection. While this card is on the field, it is considered a wind monster. You can only use each effect of the Simord Bird of Perfection once per turn. During the main phase, if a Winged Beast is normal or special summoned, You can reveal this card and immediately normal summon a Simorgh monster after this card resolves. On normal summon, you can send another Simorgh monster from deck to grave, and if you do, add a Simorgh spell or trap. And then here we're going to move to some of the one-ofs. You can play more or less of these as needed. Some people play 2 of these, some people play none of these. It all varies personal preference. Here's a new addition, Raider's Wing, a dark level 4 winged beast. It doesn't look like a Raid Raptor's card in particular, but it has parenthetical text on the bottom. It says it's always treated as the Phantom Knights and Raid Raptor. This card is in your hand or grave. You can detach 1 material from a Dark Ixie. For summon this card, but banish it when it leaves the field. You can only use this effect of Raider's Wing once per turn. An Ixie monster, your original attack is attribute is Dark, who has this monster attached with material, gains this effect. Your opponent cannot target it with card effects. We have 1 Mimicry Lanius. Once per turn during the main phase, if this card is no more special summoned, you can increase the levels of all Raid Raptor monsters you control currently by 1. During the main phase of this card is in the graveyard because it was sent there this turn. You banish this card, add 1 Raid Raptor card from the deck to the hand, except itself. You can only use the effective Raid Raptor Mimicry Lanius once per turn. So it allows you to banish itself to gain another card, while also increasing levels for level modulation. And we have 1 Heal Eagle, level 3 Darkwing Beast, first difference of all of them. If all the monsters you currently control are Raid Raptor monsters, you can summon this guy from the hand. And then you can banish this card from the graveyard, target 1 Raid Raptor spell or trap in the grave, add it to your hand. You only use each effective Raid Raptor Heal Eagle once per turn. So this allows you to get a free body on the field if you control only Raid Raptors, and then you can banish it to gain back your spells and traps. And then lastly, for the monsters, we have Raid Raptor Pain Lanius, a level 1 Darkwing Beast. Cannot be used for Ixie material, for Ixie summon, except for Ixie summon of a winged beast type monster. If this card is in your hand, you can target 1 Raid Raptor monster you control. It has a level. Take damage equal to its original attack, defense, whichever is lower, but choice if tied. If you do special summon the card, and if you do, this card level becomes the current level of the targeted monster. You use each effective Raid Raptor Pain Lanius once per turn. So it allows you to summon itself. You usually do have to take a little burn damage, but it allows you to basically level modulate on summon. So say you target a 5, you get a 5. Target 4, you get a 4. Target a 3, you get a 3. Allows you to summon a monster as needed. So that is for the monsters. We're going to move on to the spells. This is a new card. I do believe TCG exclusive right now. I could be wrong. This also came out in Phantom Nightmare. It's called Swallow's Cowrie. It's very good. Decks like Flunder, Raid Raptor, of course, or any winged beast deck that has a lot of the same levels can easily use this. It's a quick play spell. You contribute 1 winged beast monster in your hand or face up on the field. Add 1 winged beast monster from deck to your hand with the same level as the attributed monster. You only use activate 1 Swallow's Cowrie once per turn. So it allows you to basically change any name for a different name. So you can send a Simorgh to add a Fuzzy, or send Fuzzy to add Mimicry, anything like that, to basically trade name for another name. And then we're going to go into not many spells in this deck, a lot of just one-offs as needed. First up would be Rise, Rank Up, Magic, Raid Raptor's Force. It's a quick play spell. This is the new one that came in Phantom Nightmare. During the main phase or your opponent's battle phase, target 2 or more Raid Raptor Ixie monsters you control and or in the grave, including a monster on the field, if at least 2 remaining face up at resolution. Special summon 1 Raid Raptor Ixie monster from the extra deck whose ranks equal the combined ranks, and if you do, attach the targeted monsters to it as material. This is treated as an Ixie summon. Transfer the material to the summoned monster. You can only activate 1 Rise, Rank Up Magic, Raid Raptor's Force per turn. Then we have Rank Up Skip Force. Target 1 Raid Raptor Ixie monster you control. Measure someone from the extra deck 1 Raid Raptor monster that is 2 ranks higher than targeted monster. By using the targeted monster as Ixie material, the special summon is treated as an Ixie summon. Transfer the materials to the special summon monster, to the Ixie monster. During the main phase, except during the turn this card was sent, you can banish this card and 1 Raid Raptor monster. Summon 1 Raid Raptor Ixie monster from the graveyard and special summon it. Then we have Raid Raptor Roost, which is a continuous spell allowing you to grab your Raid Raptor spell or traps whenever an extra deck Raid Raptor monster is summoned. And then you can target 3 face-up Raptor monsters in your grave or banish, and then shuffle them, put them on the bottom of the deck, and then draw a card. So easy for recycling and also getting back, drawing more cards. This is another one of tech card I like to run, as the deck kind of dies to monster effect negation or target negation, like Effect Veiler, Imperm, stuff like that. Ghost Mourner, Moonlit Chill, stuff like that. Magical Midbreaker Field. Activate this card at the start of your main phase 1 or 2. During each player's main phase 1, monsters on the field cannot be destroyed by their opponent's card effects. Also, neither player can target monsters their opponent controls. They cannot activate or set field spells. So it allows you to prevent target negation on your monsters, as well as they can't destroy anything until certain parts of the turn. So very helpful when you have to have certain combo lines that need to resolve for you to do anything. And we have one Called by the Grave, quick play spell. This allows you to target a monster in the graveyard, banish it, and if you do, neither player can activate the card's effect. As well as any card of the same name on the field. Very good for getting rid of hand traps or anything in the gray that would need to respond, like example Fire King Ponix. When it pops itself, you can add itself back on the following standby turn. You can banish it with this and get rid of it completely, so your opponent cannot get it back. We have one Foolish Burial. This is basically a one-card combo if you send Mimicry Lanies, which allows you to grab the one-card combo of Tribute. But this is a very good card, especially if you can see this, especially if opponent ashes or negates this and you still have a full hand, you can combo off real easily. But this allows you just to send more names to grave. It's very helpful. That is all that's all the spells. We're going to go into traps / hand traps. I kind of lumped them all together because there's not many traps in the deck, so I figured I would just combine all the traps / hand traps into this general category. We have one Raptor Glorious Bright. This is the new trap that came out in Phantom Nightmare. If you control Raptor monster, target one face-up monster your opponent controls, and if you control Raptor Ixie monster, you can target one face-up card your opponent controls and negate that card's effects until the end of the turn. You can banish this card and then target one Raptor monster in the graveyard. Add it to your hand. You only use one Raptor Glorious Bright effect per turn and only once that turn. So it is essentially an Omni-Negate if you control Raptor Ixie monster, which 90% of the time you will. I need to take a drink for a minute. There we go. That's better. And then we have 3 Imperm, which is target, negate. When opponent activates card or effect, you can target the card. You do negate the activation. 3 Skullmeister. Fun, cool thing about this card. It's a level 4 Dark Monster, and that's all the requirements for Raiders Knight, which is one of the combo cards you go into. If you have this and Strangle Lanius, it is full combo, which is really funny. It's not a great combo to do, but it is a combo you can do. And then you have 3 Ash Blossom of Joyous Spring, which allows you to stop your opponent from adding things from deck to hand, sending from deck to grave, or special summoning from deck to field. Okay, moving on to the extra deck. We're going to start off on 2 Raptor Wise Strix. When summon Wise Strix, summons a level 4 lower Darkwing Beast from deck. And then if a Raptor Ixie monster uses its effect, you can set one rank up spell. If it is a quick play rank up spell, you can activate it this turn. So very good to get more material out for overlays, while also getting you a rank up magic to go into your bigger numbers. And we have 2 Raiders Knight. Very good card, very good addition for their support. 2 level 4 Dark Monsters. This card's always treated as the Phantom Knights and Raptor card. You can detach one material, and you can rank up or down into the Raptor, Phantom Knights, or Ixie Dragon, Ixie Monster, and then transfer this monster's material as it, and then destroy it on your opponent's end phase. So it allows you to go up into 5s or 3s into those specific archetypes. Very helpful to make one of the new cards, which we'll show off shortly. And 2 Raptor Force Strix. This is your normal add card, or cards you add with. Rank 4 Darkwing Beast. Card gains 500 in attack and defense for each winged beast monster you currently control, except this card. Once per turn, you can detach this card, detach a material from this card. Add a level 4 Darkwing Beast monster from your deck to hand. This is a soft once per turn, not a hard once per turn. It's once per turn per copy, not per in general. So very helpful because you can do it multiple times in the turn. These are just 2 generic 4s. One, Evil Swarm Nightmare, which is when your opponent special summons a monster, quick effect. You can detach one of this card. There's some. When your opponent special summons a monster, except during a damage step, you can detach one Ixie monster from this card. Change the special summon monster to defense, face down defense position. So it's a quick Book of Moon that can help hinder your opponent if you're using for like Ixie, Synchro, Link, all that fun stuff. And then Baguska, if this card is an attack, it has 2 effects depending on the position it is. Once per turn during your standby phase, detach one material from this card. If you cannot destroy it, the attack position card cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects. Your opponent cannot target this card with attack position card with card effects. While this card in face up defense position, change all face up monsters in the field to defense position, and also negate their activated effects of monsters that were in defense position when that effect was activated. So just to help you stop your opponent from doing things while also clearing up your board. Then we have 2 Brave Strix. You can run 1 if you would like, but 2 is a very decent number. This is the one I was talking about for Raiders Night, as you can rank up into Brave Strix to get a free 6 as needed. A raptor monster has this card as material. It gains the effect. It gains 500. Gains 100 attack equal to its rank, and then you can detach one material from this card. If it has any material, you can add a Raptor spell or trap. If you have a Winged Beast monster as material, you can add a rank up spell. Sorry, not add a spell or trap. You set a spell or trap. You can add a rank up spell by if you have a Winged Beast monster as material. So it allows you to grab your rank ups, while also getting your spell and traps. You only get 1 effect per turn, and only once that turn. Then we have Revolution Falcon. This is in place of the Dark Ixie Dragon that was running before. Once per turn, you can detach one material from this card. To start the damage step, if this card attacks opponent's monster, change the opponent's monsters to 0 during damage calculation. And you can also attack all face-up monsters on the field. And if it has right after Ixie monster as material, it gains the effect of once per turn. You can detach one material from this card, destroy it, and if you do, inflict damage equal to your opponent to half the original attack. So this allows you to attack your opponent's monsters consecutively while destroying them for 2,000 damage, while closing up for a game. So all you gotta do is attack 4 monsters with this, and you win. And we have Arsenal Falcon, a rank 7. Once per turn, you can detach one material from this card. Summon a level 4 or lower Darkwing Beast monster from the deck. It can attack up to the number of times it has Winged Beast material. And then if this card is sent to the graveyard, while it has a Raptor monster as material, you can summon a Raptor Ixie monster from the extra deck, and using it itself as material. It is treated as an Ixie summon. Correct? No, sorry, I was talking about that. No, it just summons the monster. And then we have one of the towers. We have Raptor Ulti Falcon. Unaffected by other card effects, you can detach one material from this card. Your opponent's monsters lose 1,000 attack. In addition to, your opponent cannot activate cards or effects until the end of the turn. And it has a second effect if it has Raptor Ixie monster as material. Your opponent's monster loses 1,000 attack, and if they control no monsters, they take 1,000 damage instead. So very good towers monster. Then we have the new towers. Raptor Rising Rebellion Falcon, a rank 13 Darkwing Beast. Look at its requirement materials. 5 level 13 Winged Beast monsters. If there is any way to make this organically by using like regular monsters from the main deck, please let me know. I'm very curious how you would do that. But it is unaffected by all other card effects. On summon, it destroys all other cards, and it has 3 or more different Raid-Raptor names on summon. Your opponent takes damage equal to the original attack of all the destroyed monsters. And then once per turn, you can detach 3 materials from this card. Target 1 Raid-Raptor Ixie monster in the grave. It gains that monster's effects. So it allows you to duplicate monsters' effects and Raid-Raptor Ixie monster effects in grave, while also clearing your opponent's board on summon. Very, very helpful. Very good new addition. So, I'm going to go over my side real quick, just because I have a big event coming up here in a week or two. I'm just curious what you guys' thoughts are, or possibly ideas to change or add, whatever you like. So, we're going to go over this real quick just to round out the end of the video. We have 1 Kamungus the Sticky Kaiju, Sticky String Kaiju, just as a Kaiju. 1 Pank for spot removal, as you can summon itself if your opponent controls monsters, or monsters than you do. Quick effect, destroy a Dino Wrestler, pop a card. 3 Nibiru, when your opponent summons 5 or more times, summon this guy, destroy all face-up monsters on the field. 3 Drone Lockbird, when your opponent adds a card, you can stop them from adding. 2 MST and 1 Harpies, these can be changed to Cosmics if need be. And then we have 2 Typhoon. Target 1 face-up spell or trap on the field, destroy it, and if your opponent controls 2 or more spells in the spell or traps, and you control no spell or traps, you can activate this card from the hand. This is very helpful to get rid of cards like Anti-Spell, any card that wouldn't stop me from activating spell cards. You used to run this in Sky Striker, not sure if you do anymore, just to make sure you can activate your spells, as you want your spells to resolve, and you really can't rely on spell removal if they have those cards on the field. And then lastly, we have 2 Dimensional Barrier. Call one of the extra summons other than Link, and then your opponent cannot summon them or activate monsters' effects with that type. So that is all. Again, I hope you enjoyed the list. If you did, or have any questions, comments, or concerns, put them down in the comment section below. But again, this is just an updated version of Raid-Raptor. I imagine there's other ways to play the deck if you so likely and choose, but this is just the newer version I'm playing. Hopefully going to do well in the upcoming event I'm going to be playing in. But, I am the Card Man. This has been Raid-Raptor. Like, subscribe, all that fun jazz. And then, I cannot talk today. This has been Raid-Raptor. I have been the Card Man. Like, comment, and subscribe if you choose. And this has been the Card Man's Cards. Keep collecting.